Good day and welcome to a new video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe! Heyo, and welcome to February Draws. So this is where I go through my sketchbook of February, and the first word's bones. So I found that was cool, I wanted to draw bones. I drew it without reference, so that was cool too, but cause I was trying to draw like a dog-like creature in this. So yeah, February draws is basically every month I do 4 drawings a week for that month, and also there can be a couple more, depends on when it breaks up during the month. Sometimes you midweek it turns to another month, like Wednesday might be the first of a month or something. But yeah, I could call it weekly draws, but I set what I draw that month as these videos, as my sketchbook for that month. So that's what I've been doing since the end of Inktober. I did Inktober and then I did this because I still wanted to keep going with it, keep kind of drawing every day. But I didn't want something so big like drawing every day, doing a big drawing like this, or well, an ink drawing every day, because sometimes this is during my lunch break, so sometimes it can be hectic as well, because sometimes I want to do something else, or I want to go off and get some lunch or get something to eat and drink and stuff like that, so it can be challenging to fit a drawing in as well. Usually it takes me about 20-30 minutes ish to do these drawings. It depends on how every day's different. I think with this one here, with the first day, I think I spent like 20-30 minutes. I think I actually prepared a little bit before that though, so I did a little bit of drawing here and there, a few rough sketches of this, and then I put it into my sketchbook as this drawing. So I think there was like 10 minutes prep work, 10-15 minutes prep work, and then the actual drawing would have taken me like 20-ish minutes to do. So all up about 35-ish minutes to do the whole thing. So eat lunch and then do the drawing. The next word was time. I didn't know what to do for this, like how to represent it, especially in the way I wanted to as well. So I decided to go with this kind of creature, kind of like the bunny of Alice in Wonderland. It's got that jacket and that thing. I kind of wanted to do that, but in an interesting way. And he's not running or anything. He's just kind of laying down with the time in his pocket, or hanging out of his pocket. So he's a different kind of character. I love doing creatures and animals. So usually that's what I do. Sometimes I do bring characters, people into these drawings. I usually try and tackle different things. Like some months I think about maybe I should try things. So last month I was talking about how I should try just preparing some stuff before the sketches, or just doing some quick warm-up drawings and things like that before I actually do these sketches. And I kind of did that a little bit, mostly not all the time, but mostly I would do like a quick sketch or two of the ideas that I could go for, and then kind of get the final idea and go from there. So I have kind of improved that whole process now a little bit. I would like to take it further, but it also depends how much time. I don't want to spend all the hour I've got to kind of just warm up, and then I've only got 5 minutes to do the actual drawing, so I kind of have to balance it as well. And I've also got to fit in some me eating lunchtime, things like that into there. And sometimes I don't even get that luxury. I have to kind of fit these drawings into a 15-minute gap, or something like that. So sometimes it works out better. And sometimes I'm at home, so I've also got to balance kind of doing my other paint works that I'm doing at home. Um, and kind of do that. I'd kind of fit in the same, I have it during lunch or something, or do this early in the morning. Um, I try and fit it in somewhere that's not too hectic on my workload as well. So it can be challenging to keep it up. But it's only 4 days a week. I get 3 days that I'm not really drawing. I can, if I do have some time, like today, it was Friday. Don't usually do like monthly drawings. But I was just playing around, just having fun, just drawing a few doodles and things. So, sometimes, during the weekend or something, um, I might do some little doodles outside of this kind of thing, just, practice and things like that. Um, yeah, here's another one. Give, that I had some ideas with it. In the end, I kind of went with these kind of anamorphic like creatures. Um, in this whole idea anyway. Um, but yeah, it's definitely been. I'm getting more into it now. I was just trialing it back when I started in November. I started this in November. I skipped. I think I skipped the first week because I had Inktober. Then I had a break just for a week to kind of decide um, what I was going to do from there, kind of a thing. In during my lunch breaks and stuff like that, what I was going to do from there. Just like playing around, doodling, and practicing drawing, and decided I want to do this monthly thing. In the end, after having a week's break, it was good. Doing these monthly drawings has helped improve so much at the moment. It's guided me a little bit forward as well. I've got so many ideas that I've drawn in my sketchbook now that I could take one of these ideas and paint them up to something um, a bit more a bit more drawn, a bit more rendered and everything like that. It could work, but it depends. Some are like this one. The idea is really nice. But I mean, it's good for what it is, but I don't know if I kind of would paint it up as a full painting to put on my wall or something like that, or or whatever. This one's interesting. Space. I was thinking about space. Like, there's some interpretations of this word. Space as in, the space you are in. Space is in outer space. So. There was a few things going on, but I decided to kind of outer space themed and have this dog, because as humans we've actually sent monkeys and dogs to outer space, so I thought a dog would be an interesting theme, and that's what I decided on, and giving him a outer space suit. I found that interesting too. And I quite like doing that to dogs. I've done the pug series. I could do this as a outer space pug for some reason. Recently, I've seen a movie trailer. I can't remember what it was. I think Connected. I think it is. It's a Disney movie? Question mark. I think it or is it? I can't remember, but it's called. I'm pretty sure it's called Connected, and it's got this pug in it, and I'm like so fascinated with it because the way they've kind of captured his look, like his eyes are looking the other way, and it looks really awesome. It's how you kind of captured a pug in like his personality, kind of a thing, um, which is really cool. It's what I like to see, and it's really cool to see that kind of thing, other interpretations of pugs and stuff like that. It's great to see, and I really enjoy seeing those characters and in those um the other creations that people make, those creatures, animals, and things like that. I really inspired to see them. I really like to see those and enjoy seeing those. So And yeah, these are all just, I'm using the word and I'm drawing kind of what I interpret the word or how to show that word. Some days are better than others, you know. For instance, like line here, you might not understand like it's actually talking about line, you know. Um, if you know, if you didn't see the word at all, you just saw this image, you wouldn't understand that, it's line. You know, the word is line. Um, and others are very apparent. You know, you can tell that is, maybe my word's toad. You can tell it's toad because it is a toad. So some are very literal, and others are very non-literal. You know, just kind of vaguely based on it. It can be a good and bad thing. Good because I can use um, maybe a word similar or kind of like line, maybe straight or vertical. You know, words that are similar to line, and I could kind of use a similar idea in a way. Or if there's another word like space, I could then, yeah, I could use that word in a different way if if it ever came up again. If I'd for some reason decided to redo words or something, like change word. But I've got this big list at the moment. I'm trying to make sure I don't double up. I want to keep changing and making new words and things like that. It's obviously going to get really challenging once I've done it for quite a while, for quite a few months, because I'm going to start running out of words, so I need more creative words. Um, I'm not too sure if there's a cap on how many words there are out there. I'm sure there is, but we're always inventing new words and yeah, new things that we call things like iPhone, and we're always creating new things. So there's those words I can delve into at some point as well. So I don't think I've run out of words. It'll just get challenging to try and get a new word every week. It always is challenging, starting out. It was easy, there's thousands of words to start from. Yeah, and now, there's less words. I've got to really think something different, you know. So this was an interesting one for Lost. I didn't know fully what to do for Lost, but in the end, I decided, this creature's kind of lost his shoe. He's looking in the lost and found box. I could have used some text in here possibly, like lost and found box on that box. It would have helped to kind of show that as well. Yeah, and there's no saying that I could improve it and kind of redraw this and recreate this in the future. So that's always good to do, good to get these drawings out because it gets the ideas out, gets the initial ideas out, because most of these drawings are kind of initial ideas, they're not like fully rendered illustrations. Some kind of head a little bit towards that stage, but yeah, mostly because I've only got so much time, they're nowhere near sometimes. Yeah, like I said, some of them are less time, like 5 or 10 minutes to do. So it just depends how much time I got during the day. I do not, I don't have enough time to schedule like an hour for this per se, during my day to do this, or like half the day doing this and then half the day doing my work or something like that. I don't have the time to do that, unfortunately. I mean, I'll probably like to work on other stuff if I was to do that. But yeah, hey, welcome to my stream. Yeah, I'm just discussing these drawings from my sketchbook. Yeah, and this one's lost. He's lost his shoe in his thing. I do this every month, as I do, for you to have maybe like skip towards the stream or just join me or anything like that. We do every month. I do 4 drawings a week, and yeah, it depends on when it breaks up. Sometimes every Wednesday. Like this month, it was cool because I think it was the first on Sunday. So I had the full 4 weeks, and then I start again on the Monday, on the third, and keep on going from there. I think though at the end of this month we finish on a Wednesday, so I might have one less drawing or might have 3 more drawings. I think it's 3 more. It all depends. I have somewhere between 4, 8, 12, 16, somewhere about 16 or 18 drawings a month that I do with these words. But yeah, it's more for 4 drawings a week. That's for mostly, but I kind of connect them all together and call it monthly. Because I'm not exactly doing them like 1 drawing a week, so I don't want to call it weekly drawings. I don't want to call it daily drawings because I'm not doing a drawing every day. I'm only doing 4 days a week, and then having a 3-day holiday each week from it. But yeah. And Valentine's Day was this time, and this time was Valentine's Day during these drawings. So, this week I was kind of themed it a little bit around that Valentine's Day theme. With this word kiss, I had a few other words there, because I wasn't going to do a daily drawing on Valentine's Day because it was a Friday. And usually it's Monday to Thursday I do these drawings. One Monday, one Tuesday, one Wednesday, one Thursday, in my lunch breaks. And Friday sometimes I do some drawing, but it's not this stuff here. It's just kind of doodles and practicing and things like that I do during that day. And then I come home and do my other illustration stuff that you see. Yeah, this stream is on every month. This one here that I do, this is February's, and it's March at the moment. So I try and schedule it around the first or the closest to the first, but because I had 2 parts to a video that I was doing, I didn't want to break it up and be like one part this monthly drawings and then the next part. So I've got to schedule that in and make sure that goes smoothly. And this is love. I think I've seen an image similar to this in places, but this is what kind of came up in my head with this image. I think one thing that comes to mind is Spyro, the second game. In one of the worlds you get to save turtles and they have all these hearts that come up when you've saved them. And there's a few levels like that where you save characters and hearts come up of their heads. But that's kind of the image I kind of got in my head, and then I was like, yeah, these 2 turtles, in heart shape kind of characters. That's what I kind of was going for. Yeah, and I just had a bit of fun with that. I think it's an alright drawing. I feel like if I was to render this a bit further, it could work out quite well. As a Valentine's gift kind of a thing. A Valentine's card, or even yeah, its own thing. Anniversary kind of a thing, or anything to do with the word love, obviously. But yeah, it could be its own little thing. It would be really cool if it was rendered, and painted and drawn properly. I mean, yeah, these drawings and these sketches are, they're to an okay standard. Basically, they're not to my highest level drawings. it does take a little bit longer and a little bit more processes to get to that stage, you know, where um, I'm very happy with it. And just a swim, you know, some pictures as well might not be the best. Um, I do at the moment I don't have a tablet, so I have to kind of come home and take the photo. Um, and that could be late at night. Unfortunately, I've still got to, you know, post these to Instagram every day. Yeah. So, you know, I've got to take the photos. So when I get home, I try as soon as I kind of get home to take the photo. But sometimes I forget, and it's like 7 or 8 o'clock. And other times it's all good. I take the photo by, you know, as soon as I get home, the photo's done. It's uploaded to Instagram. Other days it's not uploaded to Instagram till like 9:30 or something at night, or 10:30 at night or something like that. Sometimes, you know, I've been like, especially with Inktober, it's like I only just wake up at like 11 p.m. at night or something. Just wake up, I haven't posted my Inktober or I think my monthly drawing or something like that. But I always try it. I mean, I think when I started in November, I was just doing these 4 drawings, posting those to Instagram, just those ones. And then then I did then I made a routine of doing for the 4 drawings during the week, and then my thumbnails. But now I have created a whole process. So Monday to Thursday I've got the sketches going up onto Instagram. Then Friday I've got a image of a painting that I've recently worked on. At the moment it's been all Henry the Hedgehog book pictures that I'm slowly releasing out there. I'm just using like little thumbs of the drawings of the paintings, little thumbs of the paintings that I've done, and posting those up slowly on the Friday. Sorry. And then on the next 2 days, the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, I'm posting the thumbnails up. That's been good. It's kind of helped to get a little bit of interest, I guess. Every now and again, you know, some days I post these images and I get like a few likes or something. Other days I don't get anything at all. But yeah, it's just good to see them out there, and it shows my kind of whole process. You know, I just reached, I think, 400 images posts on Instagram the other day, which was really awesome. To see that, you know, I've got 400 images there. Got a lot of images to go through. And I'm still posting slowly. I think on my YouTube channel I've reached 100 and something. It was like 100 I think at the earlier this year or something. It was 200. But yeah, a fair bit of videos there that I've uploaded. As I'm doing them every week now, it is slowly, you know, expanding. This word here, expand, I had a little bit of fun with. I didn't fully know what to do, but I decided, you know, expandable undies kind of a thing. So, you know, this bird's like flinging himself with these expandable undies off this tree. I thought that was an interesting idea. Kind of like Angry Birds, but except they're flinging themselves with undies. So that's, you know, that's what I decided on. Some are obviously, you know, I'm answering kind of, I'm giving solutions to words, you know, in a way. I'm drawing a solution to show that word. That's what I'm doing with each word. It's kind of what you do with Inktober as well. You know, you got words to do every day, and you gotta use that. It's mostly to guide you on what you should draw, and that's what really helps. You know, it's guiding me um, to draw. This one's Tiger, and this with it is out without reference. So you know, it's quite nice to see how far I've gone. I didn't know if I could actually draw a tiger without reference, so I challenged myself with this one, and I think yeah I did okay. You know, I still obviously have a little while to go, but he's got this interesting character to him. You know, he's not a plain out copy of a tiger, but you can tell he is kind of a tiger in a way, with the stripes and the ears and excuse me, yeah, with the tigers and everything like that. The stripes gives it away a little bit more. Yeah. So, but in challenges though, there are obviously some fails as well as some successes. So this word, this challenge, is a bit more successful than the next one if you look at it. Yeah, it depends on kind of, you know, with tiger, I've actually drawn a few tigers here and there. Back when 14, 15 or something, there was one of those how to draw books, I think. And there was a tiger in it, like jumping a he was jumping a hoop kind of thing on fire. I can't remember where I got it from. And I redrew it again. I took that drawing and redrew it again. About 2 years later or a year later or something. And that kind of brings me to this stage where I've quite a few years later have drawn a tiger again. But you know, taking this further, I could get reference, use a lot of reference, and expand on this idea. I could still keep the character of that tiger, but you know, it would be it would be visible as a tiger. Where this bear here is a fail to me. It doesn't, you know, I was really trying to push and pull things. I had a few goes at drawing this bear. Yeah, just most of the times it turned out more like a dog than a bear. I was having a lot of trouble. I did not have any reference with me, and I couldn't really get any reference with me because when I'm drawing I don't have Wi-Fi or any imagery around me, so I just have to kind of use what's in my head for these. And you know, do want to possibly change that a little bit if I can get reference around me. Maybe print some documents or something, or just get the tablet back. So hopefully, you know, going into the future, going next month or the month after, I should have some reference with me eventually. Not sure when, couple of weeks or couple of months, or might get reference with me. But for now, I'm just kind of drawing out my head. That's unfortunately what I have to do. I might print some imagery or something in the next week or so if I need some help with me. But it would only be so much reference as well. You know, I might not know that I have the word beer the next day, so I just, you know, can't take it with me because I didn't know that I'd had beer the next day, so it's like, well, I might not have reference of it. But it is what it is. I think there are some elements there I did okay with, and that's the thing. I just take what I've done right, I guess, and move on. I can have a re-go at this at some point. Maybe there might be another word like ferocious or fearsome, scary, any of those words that come along that I could be like, well, I want to draw a bear again, to see if I can draw a bear again, and have this bear kind of raging or something. So there is other moments that I could use these challenges as well. For instance, mutant, this elephant-like creature. Maybe one of my words could be elephant. And I try and draw this elephant-like creature again. Yeah, mutant was an interesting one. I didn't know really fully how to show it either. I was thinking maybe mood. I did like with this one. I did mainly a merge of like elephant dog kind of a creature. That's what I was kind of thinking. There's other ways to show it, I guess, but that's what I did in the end. Yeah, and these ain't big drawings, but they do help me grow as an artist to get more ideas in my head and in my sketchbook, fill up my sketchbook, keep me drawing, keep me going, keeps me motivated. It's really important to keep drawing because it keeps me motivated to keep on just drawing in general. Once I've had that hours drawing at lunch or whatever, however long drawings at lunch, I feel more when I get home. I do feel more likely to keep painting a bit more. Obviously there's off days, but it does get me there. I'm still doing this, I'm still creating, I'm still drawing, kind of a feeling that I get. And yeah, and it keeps me motivated. It's not just kind of what do I do at lunch. I could do some drawing and then just draw whatever. It gives you a little bit of, you have to do the drawings 4 times a week at least, and you have to draw something to do with the word mutant. It gives me a little bit more than just, oh, you could draw in this time, whatever you want. It gives me a little bit more motivation. So that's always good. And yeah, some obviously turn out better than the others. I think this was a day that I didn't have too much time to draw it, but I do feel like the characters are really interesting. Excuse me. Yeah, I do feel like the characters are really interesting. Like the bug in the middle could be an interesting character to expand on. Like I say, these are all just kind of at the idea stage. There are some a little bit better than others, but most of them are just kind of at the idea stage. What I call the idea stage. So I could, if I wanted to, expand on this drawing, expand on the characters in the drawing, into something else. And that's what's great about them. I've got all these drawings and sketches that if I do at some stage, once I have some spare time, or when one of my other big projects, because once I've probably done this big project, I might want to do some smaller projects. Once this big book project that I'm doing is finished, I may, to keep me going, I may want to look at some of these drawings and actually expand on one of them, or keep doing my pug drawings, or there may be a word that out there that I get to actually draw the idea for the next pug drawing or something like that. And sometimes I do that. There might be a drawing or a painting coming up that I'm doing, and there might be words themed around there. Like, say I'm doing a let's say underwater scene, underwater pug scene, maybe something like that. I'd probably, for that week, I'd probably theme that week, underwater, pug, anything that would help, like coral or fish, anything that would relate to that painting, so I can tackle a few elements that might be in that painting that I might have to deal with that drawing. So I do try and tie that in sometimes. It helps me to deal with those little problems I might run into as well. Definitely those things have, yeah. This is dry, trying to achieve this was really hard to see. Here's a dry mouth and dry lips. I really try to push it as much as I can. Because, I was thinking about some sort of character that has dry kind of lips and tongue, and, I don't know the other way. Dry desert, that could have been a thing. It's a hard word to kind of interpretate. So there are, challenges with the words as well. Some words are more challenging than others. For instance, team kind of was a really easy one because you just draw a team of people, or a team of two, a soccer team or a rugby team or something. So that has some very easy answers, whereas dry is really hard. There's not a lot of answers really, but there's a few different ways to do those answers as well. I feel sometimes the challenging words that I have can turn out better than some of the easier ones sometimes. I guess that you have to kind of be a little bit more creative with the more challenging words. But also, with those words like team or dragon, or, those simple words that it's like, oh, I could just draw a dragon. There's also a bit of creativity there as well, because what I don't like to do is just simply draw, a boring old dragon. With tiger, I did try and create a nice tiger character. I didn't want to draw just a boring old tiger. So, and this one's the apple. I've tried to push it a little bit of how I'm going to interpret it, so it's just not just a drawing of a boring old apple. There's something a little bit more interesting than that. So, and some, loosely based it off it. Like the apple could be like this tiny little part of the drawing that you can't even see, but it's there. Sometimes it's that. Sometimes it's not. Like it's the whole drawing. Like it's just an apple. It's just a tiger. So yeah, that's pretty much all my drawings for the month. So hopefully, you enjoy flicking through them, seeing if you, didn't really flick through them here because you're too busy listening or doing other stuff. You can go to my Instagram and see them all, and check them out, and keep following me in there if you want to. Feel free, go ahead to follow me in there. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I'm gonna keep doing this. I've definitely made it November, December, January, February, and I'm going into March. So I'm on my 5th month at the moment. So I've kept it going for 5 months. Go for 6. See what I'm gonna do after there. If I keep it going, I might do the whole year. I'm pretty happy to keep it going. It might be expanded on, depends on what happens. Like maybe if I'm at home all the time or something like that, it could be expanded into a 20-minute painting or 20-minute drawing or something on my tablet, or whatever, could be expanded to something else. If it ever gets expanded. At the moment, I'm keeping on drawing these monthly drawings, and then get those all done and dusted. Keeping up with the every week to do the 4 drawings, and everything. So, and it's been great. I'll probably eat next month. Possibly, maybe look into tackling a few other kind of weak points that I have in painting. I might look at doing in some way or form. I'm not too sure how those would do, but I will try and look into ways to do that. I'm constantly trying to evolve my drawings as well. I don't want them to kind of stay the same every month. Different angles, different kind of scenes, rendering differently and things like that. I'm always trying to do that. So that's been, February draws, my sketchbook from February. So hopefully, you did enjoy it. You did enjoy seeing all those drawings. I think it was 14. So thanks for checking out my video, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.